So again, welcome to the Nadex Application and Strategy webinar series. Let me go ahead and get our disclosures knocked out here. Trading futures, options, or any financial instrument involves risk, may not be suitable for every investor. Information contained here in this webinar is the sole property of Apex Investing. And any trading decisions you make is your sole responsibility. Any information in this webinar is for informational and educational purposes only, not a solicitation of an offer to buy or sell any particular financial instrument offered by Nadex, and past performance not indicative of future results. So again, if you're brand new to Nadex or to the world of binaries, hop on over here to nadex.com and you can kind of go through the different tabs here on Nadex, get a little bit better understanding of who they are. Nadex basically offers two different types of products. They offer binary options and they offer spreads, two complete different products. Tonight, we're going to be talking about binary options, okay? And you can go through and get some information about how they work and the different markets and some basic education here. But I also want to bring your attention to this tab here, the trading tab, the second one down, Demo Trading Platform. Hop on over here. If you don't already have one of these, do it right now, even while we're on this webinar. It will kind of help you along the way here. And what you can do is create a quick username, fill out some brief information, and hit Open a Demo Account, all right? Nadex will give you a $25,000 free demo account. All right. Once you submit this here, in just a few minutes, you'll get an email with a temporary password, and you can log right in. They'll give you $25,000 free demo account. That way, you can get familiar with the platform, get familiar with the different products that Nadex offers, entering and exiting orders, all with a simulated demo account. All right. Nadex will give you a demo account free for 2 weeks. Once you open a live Nadex account, now all it takes in order to open a live Nadex account is a minimum deposit of $100. That's it. Obviously, you can put more in if you like, but just to open an account, $100. And once you place your first live trade with Nadex, doesn't matter if it's a $70 risk trade or a $7 risk trade, does not matter. One live trade, give Nadex a call, and they will extend your demo account out for 1 year. Okay, so take advantage of this free tool, you know, especially as you're getting used to the platform and used to binaries, you're testing out new strategies or new systems. Make sure that you're doing that in your demo account, not using your live account and live money to test new things or to get familiar with new things. Take advantage of the free tools there for you. Speaking of some free tools, hop on over to our website. Go to apexinvesting.com and you click right here, Join Free Now. You can totally join free, select a username and password, get free access to all of the education and some free tools on our site as well. So once you have that username and password, you can log right in. I'm going to show you just a couple of quick things here. There's a lot of information on our site. Don't want you getting overwhelmed by all of it. Just want to show you where you can go to get some quick free information and free tools you can use. If you check out our webinar calendar right here on the front page, like I said, we do these webinars every Monday night for Nadex. We also do some webinars on Thursdays normally, have a couple of radio shows throughout the week. You have full access to all those. Feel free to sign up for those and join us on those webinars there. Here under the news plan, we have a free news trading plan that gives you all of the upcoming major news events that you need to be aware of, all right, for your trading. But if you're trading binaries, tonight we're talking about binaries. Right here under the Binary Essentials tab, third one down is Trading System Courses. We've got Sharpshooter, Binary Hunter, Binary Strangles, Butterflies, all kind of step-by-step training courses you can watch there absolutely free that will walk through and show you several different ways that we trade Nadex, several different systems and indicators, how we trade Nadex, how we trade binaries, whether it's trending markets, range-bound markets, news trades, and you can go through and check all of those out, all right? Right here under the Questions tab of the website, third one down here is Help Desk. If you have any questions, you feel free to submit a Help Desk ticket. We can answer any questions for you, direct you to the right place, send you a link to the right video, get you going in the right area. But right here under Trading Questions Forum, all right, this is where you're going to find a wealth of information, all right? This is going to be a main place you want to be aware of. And the forum is broken down into different sections here. And we've got some great articles about trading right here, General Trading Forum. This is an awesome place you should go right here. You can do this and why you should. This is traders posting things from their tradings throughout the day from our live trade rooms. You can see, their different results and their trades, and, different traders using different systems. You can follow a certain trader. You can ask questions about it, how they're doing, what is it that they're doing, what system's working for them. It's just some great information on some different ways to trade Nadex binaries, okay? But also in that same forum area there, if you keep scrolling down, you'll see it's broken down S1, S2, kind of section 1, section 2. Got some great information about trading psychology and risk management. You're scrolling down to S10, and again, that's our systems. You can go through and see step-by-step videos, screenshot, written out rules about the different systems that we use to trade Nadex. A little further down here, you'll see watch webinars here. This is a very important area I want to direct you to. Right here under newest webinars. This webinar that we're doing tonight is being recorded, and it will be posted here under newest webinars just a little bit later this evening. You can also click here and go back and catch up on any webinars you might have missed, like our last few Monday night webinars with Nadex, what's better, binary spreads, how to trade news events, how to start day trading, picking the right spreads, all kind of good information there that's just absolutely available free to you, okay? And a whole library, like right here, you see Nadex binary webinars, Nadex spread webinars, getting started with Nadex, how to use the platform, everything you could need to know about using the platform and trading binaries or spreads is all right there available to you. So take advantage of the free Nadex demo account that they give you. Take advantage of the free username and password you can get here at apexinvesting.com and utilize those free tools there and free education. I'll show you a few more tools and stuff here in just a little bit. Also, hop on over to facebook.com/apexinvesting. Like us on Facebook, follow us on Facebook. We post a lot of good stuff on here about new trading systems, new strategies, new webinars coming out, any events you need to know about, just some great helpful things. We'll create an event and get you notified of it. That way you get a notification of anything new coming out, recordings of webinars, and anything like that that you would need to know. So take some time there. Sign up for your demo, sign up for the Apex website, and start watching some free education there. So tonight, Binaries 101. What is a Nadex binary? What's the value of a Nadex binary? What markets can I trade? How to place orders? Getting started. All right, so again, tonight's going to be very basic, elementary, starting as if you are brand new to Nadex, brand new to binaries, and you know nothing. All right, so what are they and how do they work? First of all, let's talk about some of the benefits of trading Nadex. All right, all of Nadex products have defined capped risk. All right, that's one of the positive things about Nadex. With Nadex binaries, you have no stop outs, no whipsaws. You have limited defined risk that is known before you ever enter the order. You can never lose more than your defined risk, and your defined risk is your margin. Your maximum risk is your margin, which is the amount that you put up to actually enter the trade, and I'll show you some examples of that. All right, you have no margin calls, very low margin requirements. You can do one binary contract, you can do hundreds of binary contracts. So what are binary options? Well, they're not long-term trading instruments. These are not options that you hold or like stocks that you hold for months and months. All right, these are short-term, very fast-moving contracts with only two possible outcomes at expiration, and that is it's a binary, which is yes or no, 1 or 0, true or false. Basically, at expiration, a binary is either worth 0 or it's worth 100 at expiration. It's a true or false statement. Either the event does happen or it does not happen. All right, you can hold a binary all the way until expiration, or you can exit it before expiration. Let's say that you buy a binary thinking the market is going to go up, and the market does go up. And you don't want to hold it all the way to expiration. You just want to take part of your profits now and close the contract. You can do that. Let's say that you buy a binary because you think the market's going up, but it doesn't. The market starts to go down against you, and you don't want to take the full loss down to 0. You want to get out early. You can do that, and I'll show you an example. Okay, so you can hold a binary till expiration, or you can exit early. Okay, and you can have, with a binary, you can have dramatic changes in value regardless of market volatility. What do I mean by that? Well, you can trade binaries in volatile markets or flat markets, meaning even if the market's not moving a whole lot, even if it's not a huge trending day, the value of a binary can still be affected quite a bit, even with a small move. And I'm going to show you an example of that and what I mean by that. And what's great by that is it gives you a lot of different trading opportunities. You can have multiple plays in your playbook. You don't have to. Some people say, oh, I have a great trading system. I have this great trending trade system. But I don't really get to do anything if the market's not trending that day. If it's a flat day, I don't really get to trade a whole lot. Well, this nice thing with binaries is it doesn't matter. All right, you can have trending systems, you have range-bound systems, you can have flat day systems, volatile systems, and I'll show you where you can get some more information on all those different systems. Tonight, I just want to basically talk about what is a binary, how does it work, very basic. At the end of this webinar, I'll go back to the Apex website and show you where you can watch videos on multiple different ways to trade it. So after you understand what it is, I'll show you where you can go get free information about what to do with it, how to trade it. And not only just how to trade it, not just one way, but multiple ways with different market conditions. So, like I said, even if the market's not volatile, the price of the binary can be volatile. This allows you to leverage the volatility of the Nadex binary itself for a potential high percentage return, but with capped risk and rewards. Okay, so even if you are new to trading, you have a smaller account, your risk is capped. Okay, so even with a moderate investment, you can still have great trading, great high percentage of reward potential without the high risk. So, limits of risk on binaries. The floor is 0, the capture risk of a long position, and the profit of a short position. The ceiling of 100 caps the risk of a short position and the profit of a long position. Okay, and I'll show you what we mean by that. All right, and with binaries, you never risk more than $100, normally quite a bit less. So let's just break this down real quick. First of all, let me pull up the Nadex website here one more time. Okay, let's just say, for example, we go right here to Forex binaries. We select the euro dollar. You see right here, there's some binaries that started at 6 p.m. and they expire at 8 p.m. There's some binaries that opened up at 7 p.m. and they expire at 9 p.m. We have this daily one here that expires at 3 a.m., this one 11 a.m., this one 11 a.m., 3 p.m. All right, binaries open up at a certain time and then they expire at a certain time. And again, you can hold a binary until expiration or you can exit it early. So let's just, for tonight's example, let's select this 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. that's on the Nadex platform here. Okay. First of all, what is a binary? Well, you see right here, see this list here? And see these different strike prices, 1.0814. These prices right here are called strikes. That's the binary strike price. 0814, 0818, 0822, 26, 30, and so on. So each one of these is a different binary contract, a different binary option. All right? And let's just choose this one right here. What is a binary contract? It's simply a statement. All right? And it's simply a yes or no, true or false statement. What this binary contract states is that the euro dollar will be greater than 1.0838 by 9 p.m. Eastern Time tonight. That's it. That is a binary contract. If I click this, it's going to open up a ticket for me to enter this contract. Now again, this contract says euro dollar will be greater than 1.0838 by 9 p.m. Will it happen? Will it not happen? Yes or no? What do I think? I have my charts, I have my indicators, I have my strategy, I have my system that I'm using that's let me know where the market is going. So I'm going to say, okay, yes or no. If I say yes, I believe this is a true statement. I believe the euro dollar will be greater than 10838 by 9 p.m. I think yes, true. Then I want to buy it. The offer side right here is the buy side, because I think this will happen. Yes. If I think, no, I don't think this will happen. I think the euro dollar will be less than 0.838 by 9 p.m. I think the statement's false. I don't think it'll happen. Then I'm going to sell it. So I'm basically saying yes to buy, no to sell. That's really it, guys. That is a binary contract. All right? And that's just one of them. I just chose this one. There's different strike prices to choose from. Okay? There's different prices. This is what I can buy one for. This is what I can sell one for. Here's the offer size. Right now there's 50 available of this one, 50 available of this one. Okay, some of these are way out up here, right? And there's not very many of them. But I can choose which contract I want, okay, based on where the strike is and what pricing I like. But that's all I'm saying is yes or no. Okay? So let's move forward with that and understand some of the pricing and the risk reward. So let's take a long example. Long meaning I'm going to buy because I'm saying, yes, I think the statement is true. So at expiration, a binary is either worth 0 or worth 100. Okay? At expiration. Now again, remember we can exit early. So let's just start here with basics. If we buy a Nadex binary at $25, our maximum risk is $25. Okay, on the buy side, when we're buying or going long, okay, whatever we buy the binary for, that's the amount of money that we're putting up out of our account. That's the amount of margin we're having to put up. That's the amount that we're putting into the trade. And the amount that we buy a binary for is our maximum risk. We cannot lose more than what we put in to buy a binary for. So if I buy a binary for $25, that is my maximum risk, my capped risk. I cannot lose any more than that. My maximum reward is what? $75. Because if I buy a binary for $25 and I hold it to expiration and the statement expires true, then it's worth $100. So I put in 25, it expired being worth 100, so the difference is $75. So the amount that you buy a binary for is your amount at risk. And this risk amount is the money that you're putting up out of your account to place the trade. And the difference between where you buy the binary and $100 is the max amount you can make. The actual amount you put up is the most you can lose. Okay? It's pretty simple. Now, so let's look at another example. Same thing, going long, buying a binary. If we buy one Nadex binary, because notice over here, let me pull up the platform again. Notice I can buy this one for $8, this one for 13, 22, 37, 54, 70, 85. They're all priced a little bit different depending on where the strike price is, right? Okay? Because again, all I'm saying is, yes, the market will be above this. Well, what if the market's already above one of these? Well, then it's going to be priced a little higher, right? A little closer to 100. Okay? So if we buy a Nadex binary for $75, well, again, remember on the buy side, whatever amount we buy it for, that's the amount of money that comes out of our account. That's the amount of money we put into the trade. And that is the most we can lose, is the amount we buy it for. So if I buy a Nadex binary for $75, my maximum risk is $75. And my maximum reward is going to be what? Well, if I bought it for $75 and it could expire in the money worth $100, then the most I can make is $25. Okay, so whether I buy it for $25 or buy it for $75, wherever I buy it in between here, the most it can be worth at expiration is $100. The least it can be worth is $0. So whatever I buy for is my max risk. So now let's look at the opposite side. Let's flip it around and say, well, what if I think the statement is false? What if I don't think the market will be above a certain amount? Okay? What if I don't think it'll be a certain amount? So I want to sell the binary. Okay? Hold on here. Dave says, so in the long example and buying the $25 binary, does this mean that the binary would be 75 pips away from the strike? No, Dave, with binaries, it has nothing to do with pips, okay? It's not like a spread. A spread is like $1 a pip, okay? With a binary, it has nothing to do with number of pips or number of ticks away from the strike, okay? It all has to do with a probability, and I'm going to show you that here in just a second, okay? Well, that's a good question, but no, I'll show you how that works here in just a second. So let's say we're going to sell, okay? Again, at expiration, a binary is either worth 0 or 100. If we sell one Nadex binary at $75, because remember, we're not going long here, we're not buying, we're selling, we're going the other way. So if we sell at $75, my maximum risk is only $25, because my risk is the difference of where I sell compared to 100. Okay, it's the opposite of buying. So if I sell at 75, my risk is only $25. My maximum reward would be $75. So the amount you sell a binary for is the maximum amount you can make. The difference between where you sell it at and $100 is the amount you put at risk. Okay, does that make sense? If there's any questions on this exact part right here, let me know. It's the opposite of buying. So if I sell at 75, the most I can make is 75. The most I can lose, the difference of 75 to 100, which is 25. Let's look at it a different way. Let's look at it right in the middle. If I sold a Nadex binary for 50 bucks, okay, the most I can make would be 50 bucks. The most I could lose would be the difference of where I sold compared to 100 bucks, which is also 50 bucks. Okay? So that's the difference of that's what a binary contract is. That's the difference of buying or selling. All right, so let's take a look here, and Dave, this will answer your question here, okay? So let's take a look at a ticket here, an example of a Nadex ticket. Let's talk about risk and reward. So let's just say, for example, we selected this particular binary option contract, stating that the euro dollar would be greater than 1.3960 at 3 p.m. And right now, I can buy this contract for 85, okay, or I can sell it for 79 right now. So I open it up and I select buy, right? And I put in quantity of 1. Well, and let me just show you an example here. All right, let's go right here onto the platform. I'm going to select this one. I'm going to click that I want to buy it, and I want to buy 1. Boom. See what it filled out for me automatically right here. If you ever get confused on the difference of buying and selling and what is my risk and reward, you'll learn it very quickly, okay? But if you ever get confused, you don't have to worry about it, because before you ever place an order, it tells you right there. Okay, hey, I want to buy this contract. Okay, so you're buying, you want to buy for 72.75. Boom. So your max loss, your max risk is 72.75, the amount you're buying it for. Your max profit is 27.25, which is the difference of this price compared to $100, just like we talked about. Okay? And so it pops it right up there for you on an order ticket before you ever enter the order. What if you're like, oh no, wait a minute, I was wanting to sell. Okay, I want to sell it at 62 bucks or $61. Well, then your max loss is $39. That's the most you can lose. How does that figure it up? Well, because 61 is where you're selling it, so that's the most you can make is 61, and your risk is the difference of $61 compared to $100, which is 39. Okay, so it's all right there for you. Okay, so we can buy this Nadex binary right here for $85. Okay, we can buy it for 85, we can sell it for 79. What I want to help you understand here is we're going to talk about the midpoint. What do I mean by that? Well, if we take 85, the amount I can buy it for,
and 79, the amount I can sell it for, we add those two together, that equals $164. If we divide it by 2, so we have a buy and a sell, we added that divided by 2, the average is $82. This price point tells us that right now at this second in time, that it believes there's an 82% chance that this binary will close above 1.3960. Okay, so you can kind of look at the buy and the sell side, figure out what the middle is, and that kind of gives you a percentage of probability of that binary expiring in the money. Okay, does that make sense? And what do I mean by that? Well, let's take a look here real quick. All right, so Dave, for example, I want to show you this one right here. Okay, so this euro-dollar contract says the market will be above 1.0834 by 9 o'clock, right? Well, what is it at right this second? Right here. It's at 0.834. So right now, the market is exactly at that same strike price. And see where this is priced at? 56 over here, 46 over here. Right around what? Right about 50 bucks. Right? Well, why is that? Well, because at expiration, a binary is going to be worth what? Either 0 or 100. Right? But right now, we've got some time till expiration, and the market's right in the middle, like the market's right at the strike price. So we don't know, right? It's right at the price. Is it going to be above it? Going to be below it? We don't know, so it's kind of 50-50 right now. Does that make sense? That's why the option is priced around 50. It's not priced closer to 0 or closer to 100. It's priced right around 50 because it's still kind of 50-50. It's right on the fence. That makes sense? Now let's look at this one. Why is this one priced at $87 if I want to buy it? I mean, if I buy it for $87.50, I'm risking $87.50. My max profit is only like 12 bucks. Why would I want to ever do something like that? Or let's look at this one. This one right here. This one's priced at 76 bucks. If I buy it, I'm risking 76, and I can only make 23. It's kind of risky, right? Okay. But remember what we talked about here? That other one that was priced around 50 had about a, what? 50% probability, right? Could go either way. As to where this one has more of about a, what? 73, 74% probability of winning. Why? Well, what does the statement say? That the euro dollar will be over 1.0830 at 9 o'clock. Where's the market at now? 0.835. So the market right now is already over this price, isn't it? This is what we call an in the money binary. It's already in the money. If we bought this binary and it expired right now, it would automatically win, right? Because all we're saying is that it will be above 0.830. Right now it's at 0.835. It's already 5 ticks above it. It's already over that. Does that make sense? That's why it has a higher probability of expiring in the money, because it's already in the money. And therefore, that's why it's priced a little bit higher. Okay, so Dave, does that make sense? It has nothing to do, when you're talking about options, it has nothing to do with number of ticks or $1 a tick or $10 a tick. It's not about dollars per tick. It's all about probability. Okay, so that's kind of like what I just explained there. If the market's right about the same as the strike, that's why it's priced around 50, because it's kind of 50-50. You know, if it's above the strike, the market's above the strike already, like here, it's going to be priced higher than 50 and closer to 100. It's more of a probability. Okay, let's look at another quick example. Look at this one down here. Oh, hey, I like this one. I can buy this one for 24 bucks. I'm loving that. I'm only going to risk 24 bucks and I can make 75. Ooh, I like that, right? Well, 24 and 6 and 15.
What are we looking at there? About a 20% probability, right? So you like the low risk, but you also have very low probability. The only reason you'd ever want to buy something like this is because your chart, your indicators, your strategy, your system's telling you to do it. Why is that? We'll look at the statement. Statement is the euro dollar to be greater than 1.0842. Where's the market right now? 0834. The market's 8 ticks below this. So what does the market have to do for this thing to be worth anything? It's got to go way up, right? Is that, everybody follow me? If the market's at 0834 and you're saying it's going to be above 0842, you're stating that the market has to go way up in order for this to be profitable, right? And since it's so far away from it, that's why it's a smaller risk of 28 bucks, because it's a smaller probability that that will happen. Okay? So does that make sense? When the market's way far away, or the market's far away and has to move one direction, it's going to be a lower risk trade, less money, but much less probability. When the market's kind of right at that strike price, it's kind of 50-50, could go either way. When the market's already, when the statement's already true, it's going to be priced a little higher. Does that help a little bit, Dave? And that's a great question. I'm glad you asked it, Dave, because other people are probably wondering that too. It's not about dollar per tick or certain amount of dollars per tick. It's all about a probability compared to the statement saying the market will expire above this or below this, and you're saying yes or no. Okay? Does that make sense? No, we don't have any type of calculator that calculates that for you. It's just kind of right there for you to see, you know, on the Nadex website, even of I can buy it for this, I can sell it for this. So what's kind of right in the middle there? About 50. Cool. Okay. So, and the ticks, what I mean by tick is exactly what's stated here. All right. 1.0838. Okay. As to, right here, 08340, like it's stated right here. What determines whether this wins or lose? The Nadex indicative, the current market price right here, the Nadex indicative. Okay. And you know, so yes, how do I trade these? How do I do? Well, we'll get into some of that more in some of our future webinars, and I'll show you where you can get some good information about that. But you can't just randomly go in here and say, oh, I like this one because it's really cheap, or I like this one because it's a real high probability. Well, just because the market's above it right now doesn't mean it's going to stay there, does it? If you're just randomly clicking something because you like the number, you're just gambling. You're not trading. You might as well just go to Vegas and pull a lever or throw some dice. You have to have a trading system. You have to have charts and indicators and strategy and systems you're using. You can't just be clicking buttons. Okay? You know, Joseph asked, was there a trick to predict if it goes up or down? There's tons of tricks, all right? There's tons of different strategies or systems. I'll show you where you can get some more info about those. But you have to have a system that you're following. Okay? Let's see here. So there's 3 or 4 ticks just like I won. Michael, so that one is 3 or 4 ticks, just like a 1 tick move on my chart. It all depends on what you have your chart set to. Like, you know, I mean, if you're trading the indices, for example, like if you're trading Forex, you might have your chart set to 1 tick, 1/10 of a tick, 1/100. It all depends on what your chart's set to. You know, if you're trading like indices spreads, for example, or indices, like if you're like the Wall Street 30, you know, which is the Dow. I mean, 17,900, I mean, 1 tick is 1 tick. You know what I mean? Yeah, if you're trading currencies, just all depends on what you have your chart set to there. Okay. But yes, if you want to equate it to Nadex, yes, it's going to be the last tick quoted there. Okay. So like if you're saying the euro dollar to be above 133.63, okay, it can't be 132.62999. Okay, it has to be, or if you're selling it, for example, Like when I'm saying, oh, it'll be less than 133.63, okay? It has to be less than 133.6300, okay? So, all right. So again, on the ticket, it will show you right then and there your max profit and max loss, okay? So in this example here, if we buy the binary at 85 and it closes above 39.60, then we'll get the $85 back that we put up for the trade plus our $15 max reward. If we were to buy it for $85 and we held it to expiration and it did not happen, the market was not above it, then our max loss would be the $85. Okay? So, on a Nadex ticket, keep in mind, if you're selling, your risk is the difference of where you sell compared to $100. So let's say that I thought, nope, this statement is not going to happen. The euro dollar will not be greater than 1.3960, so I want to sell it. Well, then if I were to sell it, okay, or let's look at this example of selling it for $82. Well, if I want to sell it for 82 bucks, okay, whatever I sell for is my max profit potential, and the difference of where I sell compared to 100 is the most I'm risking of $18. Okay, so for example, this particular one I can sell for 87, or I can buy for 87 or sell for 82. And again, we talked about the midpoint. 87 plus 82 is 169 divided by 2, about $84.50. So that would be the probability of it expiring in the money. Okay, which means on the sell side, it's only about a what? About an 18% probability. Okay, so again, on the buy side, whatever amount you buy for is your risk. On the sell side, whatever you sell for is your potential reward. All right. So now what happens when the strike price is equal to the indicative at close? Evelyn, good question. Okay. So if I am going to buy a binary and I buy this binary saying the market would be above 1 point, okay, what I'm saying is it would be greater than 133.63. And I'm buying that, saying that's true. Well, if the market expires right at 133.63, was it greater than? No, it was right at it. Okay, so on the buy side, that would be a loss. Okay, because it has to be greater than. Okay, now on the sell side, it would be a win if it expired right at that, because it was not greater than. Does that make sense? Because if I'm buying it, I'm saying, yes, it would be greater than this. And if it expires exactly at that, then it was a loss because it wasn't greater. But if I sold it saying, nope, I think the statement is false. I don't think the statement will happen. I don't think it will be greater than 133.63. So I sell it, and it expires right at 133.63. Then, hey, the statement was false, right? It wasn't greater. Okay, so on the buy side, if it expires at the same amount, it would be a loss. On the sell side, it would still be a win because it's all just that simple of was the statement true or false. Okay, so good question there though. All right, so what can I trade? I understand what a binary option is. I understand how to buy one, how to sell one. I get the differences. I understand risk and reward. Okay, well, Nadex offers binary contracts on stock index futures, spot Forex, commodity futures, and economic events. Let me show you right here. If you're on the Nadex platform, you can see right here, indice binaries. What's an indice? I mean stock indexes. For example, these bottom ones here, US Tech 100, US 500, small caps, Wall Street 30. That's the Dow, the Russell, the NASDAQ, and the S&P, US stock indexes. Okay? You got the Japanese market, you got the German FDAX, the London FTSE, and even the China 50. So there's US and overseas stock indexes you can trade binary options on. Forex binaries, right here you've got 10 different Forex pairs, foreign currency pairs that you can trade, different binary options on. And commodities, all right, meaning copper, corn, oil, gold, natural gas, soy, silver, and soybeans. And there's also Bitcoin and events like news events that come out, Fed funds rate, jobless claims, and so on. So there's all kind of different things that you can trade Nadex binaries on. Okay. Let me just look here, check out a question or two. It's all about the zero, David. Okay. If it has to be above 133.63, then it has to be above right here, 133.630. Whatever is quoted here, it's right there on the indicative. Okay. Or if you look at a different one, right here, whatever the indicative quotes. Okay, give me just a second. Looks like everything's refreshing here. Like right here, okay, 0842, 08420. Okay, does that make sense? Like some things tick differently. It's not always 4. It might be 2 or 1. You know what I mean? But whatever it's quoted at right there, okay, as long as it's above that. Okay. Let's see here. Okay, yeah, always has to be above whatever this is, and then a 0. For beginners, 5-minute very risky. If yes, which one? Nareb, I'll talk to you about that here in just a difference. Okay. David says, what's the difference between an exchange and a broker? Well, Nadex is an exchange. All Nadex is Nadex is the exchange. This is the Nadex platform you're looking at here. All Nadex is doing is bringing together buyers and sellers. Okay. Nadex charges 90 cents commission on each side for the fees. And that is how they make their money. Nadex is not trading against you. Nadex is bringing buyers and sellers together. Okay, all that they make is the commission of the transaction. All right, they're no different than your grocery store. Okay, the grocery stores that are bringing together the, General Mills cereal to you, the buyer. All right, they're a place to transact. All right, there's other traders and there's market makers that are making these markets here, meaning making a market for binaries, meaning right now they'll let you buy one for 59 and they'll sell you, they'll buy one from you for 52. You can buy here and sell here. That's called the bid-ask spread. That's how the market makers make their money. Nadex makes their money just off the fees itself. That's the difference. A broker is someone more like your stock broker that you actually give your money to them and you let them invest it for you. You let them trade it for you. You're giving your money to a broker. They're brokering that, okay, as opposed to exchange that is just a marketplace for buyers and sellers, okay? Let's see here. All right, let's move forward here. So those are the different things that you can trade binaries options on. Like I just said, you've got some European and Asian markets. You've got the U.S. markets. We've got energies, metals, ags, and 10 different Forex pairs. And the economic events, some of the news events, all those we showed you right there. There are different binaries out there. There are 5-minute binaries, okay, that are on 4 different FX pairs. What do I mean by that? Well, right here, if you're on, let's see here, let me refresh this. Okay, so right here you've got 5-minute binaries on these 4 different Forex pairs: Aussie dollar, Euro dollar, pound dollar, and dollar yen. What do I mean by 5-minute binaries? Exactly that. Every 5 minutes a new binary opens up, and 5 minutes later it expires. All right, they're very fast, quick moving binaries. All right. You've also got hourly binaries, like if you were to click here on, or should I say 2-hour binaries that we showed before, 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. Every hour a new one will come out, 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. All right, so there's binaries that are 2 hours. There are 20-minute binaries on the U.S. stock indexes during the day. We've got daily binaries that go way hours out, 3 a.m., 7 a.m., 11, right now all the way out to 3 p.m. tomorrow. And then there's weekly binaries that expire at the end of the week. Okay, there's all kind of different binaries there, all right, to choose from. Okay, let's see here. Why will we not open all contracts till 3 p.m.? This buys us time for a market recovery. Well, Jeremy, you could do 5-minute binaries, 20-minute binaries, hourly, daily, 3 p.m. It all depends on the strategy or system that you're using. Okay, I mean, if your strategy or system is a longer term, trading system, then you could do further out binaries. If your strategy or system that you're using and the indicators on your chart are more of an immediate market direction, or what the market's doing right now, you might be looking at a smaller time frame binary, 5-minute, 20-minute, hourly. It all depends. Okay. Yes, in one sense, hey, going further out gives more time for the market to move, but it also gives a lot more time for things to affect the market. The Japanese market that's open right now, and the Australian market, and then overnight the European market, and then early morning the US market, and then what happens after that, what kind of news and world events have come out between now and 3 p.m. All right, it kind of goes both ways. You know what I mean? So, yes, David, exactly. Same as, no, actually, David says, are the market hours for binary the same as spreads, Sunday night through Friday afternoon? Yeah, that is correct. But actually the binaries open up a little bit earlier than the spreads do on Sunday nights. Okay, you can start trading the binaries at 6 p.m. Sunday night. Most of the spreads don't open up until the middle of the night on Sunday. Okay, let's see here. Kevin, why does it feel like I'm trading against a computer in the market? It's always making lightning quick adjustments to its orders. Well, that's a binary. The market, I mean, if the market's moving, if a market's not moving, there's not a whole lot going on with the price. Okay? There's not much going on with the price. But if the market is moving, the prices can move very quickly, because just like we talked about, is it under the strike? Is it at the strike? Is it over the strike? And the closer you get to expiration, the quicker that binary has to move between 0 and 100. Okay? But what you have to know is that anything on Nadex is a limit order. What do I mean by that? Well, right now, I can buy this contract for 36, 37, 36, right? It's changing, right? That's what you're talking about. Right, Kevin? I can sell it for 32.50. Okay, well, if I enter this order, if I enter an order right now that I want to buy this at $35, and I place the order. Oh, I just want to do one. And I place the order. Okay. Well, did the order go through? Is that in my open orders? No. Why? Because I said I want to buy it for 35 bucks. That's a limit order. That means I don't want to pay more than $35 for this. And where is it right now? It's at 47. So my order didn't execute and open, did it? Because the market would have to come down to 35 for it to get filled, right? So where's my order? It's right here, working orders. Let's take a look. Let's let it pop up. I don't know why my platform's running slow today. Okay, it'll be under working orders because it can't fill until the market goes down to 35, right? What you're talking about is that you'll click it and you'll hit that you want to do one and you want to buy it for this, and then when you go to place the order, it's no longer at 47.50. The market's up at like 52 and you didn't get filled, right? That's what you're talking about? And you're like, oh man. And then you go in and you cancel your working order and you go back in, you do it again. Oh man. Let me show you something here, Kevin. All right, so right now I can buy it for what? 42.50. What if I say that I want to buy it for 55? And I pressed or place order. What do you think will happen? I just did it. Now let's see what happens. Looks like my demo platform is down. Okay, if I hold on one second, let me log out and log back in. Looks like the demo platform's being worked on. If I entered 55, is it just going to automatically fill me at 55? No, it's going to fill me at whatever the best price is at that time. Okay, does that make sense? No, Kevin, it will not be in working orders. Not at all. That's totally wrong. Right here, $35, and I want to buy it, and I say buy it for 55. That's a limit order. What am I saying? Buy it for 55 or less. But 55 is the max I'll pay. Buy it for 55 or less. So when I execute that order, it's going to get it for the best possible price that's available under 55. So it doesn't matter if the market's going 50.75, 50.25, 51.20, 49. It doesn't matter because I entered it a few dollars higher, and it's going to give me the best possible price. Does that make sense, Kevin? Now, if I had said, yes, if I say I only want to do 25, I'm saying 25 is the max that I'll buy it for. So give it to me for 25 or less. So then my order is just going to sit there and not fill. If I click 50.50, right, and it's going 50.75, 51.50, 40, it's all bouncing around. I'm going back and forth and like, oh man, I'm chasing it, right? So we call chasing orders. But if I just say 60 and enter it, it doesn't matter if this thing's going 49.25, 53, 50, 54, 40. It's going to give me the best available right then, under 60. Okay? Does that make sense, Kevin? That's how you get around that chasing orders thing. You do it just a little higher. You enter it just a little higher or a little lower, okay? And it will get you filled at the best one. That way you're not chasing it due to 25 cents or $1. Okay, does that make sense? All right. So it's because the market can move around. Okay. Sandra, why would you request a different price on a buy or sell? That's what we're talking about right now, Sandra, is see how the price can move? So if you say that I want to buy and you click 83.50, but by the time you get down to place the order, the prices are changing a little bit if the market's moving fast. Okay. All right. If you enter the price a little bit higher, it'll automatically just get it filled for you. Okay. So that's what we're talking about there. Does that help, Kevin? Does that make sense? Yeah. And then the opposite on the short side. Yeah. Like if I wanted to sell at 20, like if I want to sell this at 57, well, I could say, all right, sell one at, 62 or less. Okay. I'm sorry, no. You would actually be doing it the opposite way. You would say sell it for like 20 or higher. So it doesn't matter if it's at 25, 50, 30, 40, whatever it's doing. These are moving so fast because there's only 1 minute to expiration. Does that make sense? The closer to expiration, see, we only got the closer to expiration, the quicker these things have to get to 0 or 100. So that's why they're moving so fast right now. If we click the 9 o'clock ones, okay, they're hardly moving. See that? So if you're trading like 5-minute binaries, 20-minute binaries, stuff like that, those are going to move a lot faster. Or if you're right close to expiration, they're going to move a lot faster. But as you see, these aren't moving quite as fast because there's still a whole nother hour out. Okay? So yeah, if I wanted to sell one, I could say, sell it for 25 or more. And it's going to sell it for whatever the best available price is right there. That way I'm not worried about when it's moving 25 cents or moving $1 up and $2 down and bouncing around. I'm just going a little less. I'm going a little less, or on the buy side a little higher. That help, Kevin? Yes, it saves you a huge world of a headache. Okay? All right? All right, so yes, all kind of different expirations there. And let's see here, and different number of contracts like you see here. Right now there's 50 available. You can do 1, 5, 10, whatever's available. Okay, and then if that whole book of 50 is taken out, and then just a few seconds later they replenish that. Okay, they replenish that book there. All right, and with binaries you can trade all three. Doesn't matter if it's flat, trending, choppy market. There's all kind of different ways to trade binaries. Where can you get some more information on that? All right, let's go back over here. If you hop back over to the apexinvesting.com website, okay, so what we covered tonight was just very basic. What we covered tonight was, hey, I'm brand new. I don't know anything about Nadex. I don't know anything about binaries. All right, so here's how a binary works, 0 or 100. Here's how buying a binary works. Here's how selling a binary works. We've talked about risk and reward. We've talked about how there's different binaries to choose from, right? You can go over here and you can see there's different ones to choose from. And you understand now about taking the mid price to figure out a probability. You also understand why one is priced higher than another, meaning what is its probability? Is it already above that? Okay, is it an in the money binary or out of the money binary? So we understand binaries. So now that I understand that trading instrument, I understand how it works, what can I do with it? Well, if you hop on over to apexinvesting.com, get the free username and password I was showing you about, and I want to direct you to two places here, okay, where you can get some more information, then we're going to go ahead and wrap up for tonight. Right here under the Binary Essentials tab, this third one down, Trading System Courses. Okay, these are all binary trading systems. Okay, some of these are geared towards 5-minute binaries. Some are geared towards 20-minute binaries. Right here, binary strangles. This is geared towards when the market is just going crazy. It's not really trending up or trending down, but there's high volume, there's a lot of volatility, the market is just zigzagging up and down, going crazy. Well, how do I know what to do there? Well, in this video, we talk about how to buy and sell a binary at the same time, where you got two different positions open. Okay, right here, binary butterflies. This is when the market is flat and we're buying and selling, hoping for it to expire in the middle and win on both sides. Bunch of different strategies and systems in here, and we show you how we do them, and you know, some differences on different charts and indicators we use. But you can go through absolutely free and watch all these and get an idea of some of the different strategies and different ways to use binaries. Okay. Another thing right here under the questions tab, trading questions forum. All right, if you scroll down towards the bottom where it says watch webinars here, once again, this webinar we're doing tonight is being recorded, and see watch webinars here, and it'll be right here under newest webinars. I'll pop it up there here in just a few minutes after the end of the webinar. But you can also, in that same section right here, Nadex binary webinars, you can go through and watch in the money and out of the money binary strategies, nighttime range bound strategies, how to do strangles on 20-minute contracts, trading binaries at night and part-time, strangles and butterflies, scalping, 5-minute binary, all kind of great information there for you. Okay, so take advantage of this. This is all free for you. So we covered tonight what is a binary right there. You can check out all the different ways that we trade them and some of the different options there. Okay, let's see here. Dave, we don't really do a whole lot of any systems where we do them both. We do have one system. Dave's saying, is there any situation where you can use both binaries and spreads on the same trade? There's only really one main way we ever do that, and it's not something we do a whole lot of. It's called an iron condor. I'll show you just real quick here where you can get some more info about it. We can't really get into it tonight, but right here under the news trading plan, okay, underneath here, it says right here, step-by-step iron condors. We're going to be making a new training on this. Basically, iron condors are with Nadex spreads where we're collecting premium like on news trades. And there are times we will put some real cheap out-of-the-money binaries to kind of hedge that position. It's more of a hedge, okay? When we're doing spreads and we add on some cheap binaries, it's more of a hedge, like if the trade just really goes the opposite way against us
we can maybe hedge it with some of those out of the money binaries. But you can check that out there. That's really the only time we, do much of that ourselves. And yeah, Vernon, if you're on the main site, under either one of these tabs is some information about the trade rooms. But yeah, right here, step-by-step courses, or under the questions tab, check out the watch webinars here, and all of that just wealth of information, literally hundreds of hours of free webinars you can watch about trading in general, trading Nadex, binary spreads, and everything. Okay. Well, guys, I appreciate you joining us tonight. Like I said, tonight was a kind of, covering the basics. What is a binary? How does it work? Clearing up a few misconceptions there. Showed you some places you can go there to get free information about different strategies or systems. Make sure to be on with us next Monday night and every Monday night. Like I said, we're kind of starting over here. So now over the next few weeks, we'll be getting into, hey, now that you understand binaries, let's talk a little about spreads. Let's talk about some different binary strategies. Let's talk about range bound. Let's talk about, now we'll kind of talk about how to pick the right binary. Why is one binary better than the other? How can we trade it? Let's talk about some scalp trades, different strategies. We'll kind of start building on this from here. So check out the site, check out some of that free info, and make sure to join us every week. We'll start building on this here and doing whatever we can here. Roger, you had a question mark. If I missed a question of yours up further, try to shoot it to me again, but let me just see if I can find it. Roger, that's kind of a hard question to ask, to answer there. If you'll hit us, I can give you some information about that. Some people say, how much should I start with? What are some good, amounts to open an account with? What about risk management? That's not an easy question to answer because it all depends on your individual kind of situation. For one, that's not even a question I can technically legally answer. I'm not a financial advisor, but a lot of it has to do with, what is your risk tolerance? How much can you afford to risk? Are you trading full-time? Are you trading part-time? Are you doing binaries? Are you doing, the more expensive, higher probability in the money binaries? Are you doing, there's a whole lot to that. But if you go here in the forum under, go down to, my mind just went blank. Where is it here? Right here, S2, Steward and Resource Management. We have whole sections in here about position size and risk tolerance and capital management, and some of the risk and reward models that we follow, as far as, account size and whatever your account size is, how much you should risk per trade and per day, stuff like that. So it's some good stuff there. Okay, so check out that section there. If you want anything, more detailed, we can try to get you some more information. Just hit us up in the help desk over on the Apex site. Okay. All right, guys. Thank you very much for your time. Hope this helped and was informative. We'll look forward to seeing you next Monday and every Monday at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. All right. Thank you. I appreciate it very much. Great questions too, guys. Good input. You too. Have a great night, Sandra. Thanks for being with us. Thanks, Craig.